Hello everyone, welcome to the discussion of weekly class test 18. So today we will be discussing two mains question, one from GS paper 1 and another from GS paper 3. So let's start our discussion. Our first question is from medieval India. So the question is, what were the reasons for the decline of the Mughal Empire in India? We have to discuss. Okay, so let's first focus on the directive. It is discuss. So whenever we have to discuss or analyze anything, you have to write each and everything you know about that topic, but in a structured manner. Means the examiner must know that you can comprehensively analyze that topic. Okay, so we have to discuss, means we have to go in detail. We can't just write the reasons. Okay, we have to maintain a proper structure of our answer. So before going to the points what you will be writing in the body part, first of all let's discuss the structure, that what all components your answer must have. So this is the thing we are doing for the every answer. So see, these are the basic components: introduction, body, conclusion. Okay, these are the three parts. Now as we have already discussed in our previous lecture also, try to add a map component or something extra. But you can add a flowchart also. You can show the evolution, that how this rule came from the previous rule, anything. But now we are trying to add a map if possible, because since we are talking about any rule, any empire, you can easily use the map, right? So this is the fourth component, and we will add one extra component. See, this component is already a part of body, but to remind us that no, we should not write all the points in general. We should substantiate those points. So I am also adding one more component, that is examples. Okay, so now our whole answer will have 5 points. So whenever you are writing the answer, you must have this in mind, that I have to justify all the 5 points. Okay, so now let's start our answer. So basically the question is asking about the reasons why the Mughal Empire declined. Okay, so see, as we have already discussed, that we have to discuss, we have to analyze that what were the reasons for the decline. Okay, so first of all we have to show the decline, right? Then only we will say that why this decline happened. So basically what I am trying to say, first show the fall. You must have to write some points which will show that yes, Mughal Empire was on the verge of fall or on the verge of decline. Okay, then you mention the reasons, that why it declined. Getting my point? So let's first start that how you will write the decline. See, you have to basically write 2-3 points that which were the part of decline. For example, if we are talking about decline, so there was decline in the prestige and power. Okay, there was decline in the prestige of power, and you can write if you have some of the points here. Also, there was shrinkage in the political territory. There was shrinkage in the political territory. So see, this is my point of view, that I will be making map in this point. I will show that how the political territory shrinked. But it's your creativity. You can use a map in another point also. Okay, so see, what I will do this, I will make simple map of India. I will make simple map of India. Okay, so initially what I will show, see, these were the regions in the earlier rule of Mughal period. Okay, over the period of time what happened, these all regions came under the rule of Mughal period, and after the rule of Aurangzeb, this area also came under the rule of Mughals. Okay, so basically this whole area came under the rule of Mughal. But over a period of time, what happened was that Mughal territories were shrink to these areas only. They were restricted to these areas only, and these areas became part of independent states. Okay, so here you can mention about Marathas, here you can mention about Hyderabad, here you can mention about Mysore, here you can mention about Awadh, Here you can mention about Rajputana states. Whichever points you remember, I am just giving you an example that I am thinking to make map in this point. I am showing the decline. So basically you can see, no, earlier territories were these much, but after 1750s, 1760s, Mughal territory was restricted to these regions. Okay, so basically I have shown that it was declining. Now I have to discuss the reasons why it was declining. Okay, so in reasons, no, you can basically describe on these lines for the reasons. For the reasons, see, you can discuss about the weak successors. Okay, you can discuss about the weak successors. That you can say that no, after demise of Aurangzeb, the successors were very weak. There was no law enforcement, and you can discuss about Muhammad Shah, who the people used to refer Rangila because of his lavish lifestyle. You can discuss on these lines. Okay, and then now you can discuss about Aurangzeb policies. You can discuss about Aurangzeb religious policies. Aurangzeb's religious policies, because see, like Akbar, he was not tolerant to all the religion, no. So this agitated various Jats and Sikhs and Rajputana states. Okay, you can also discuss about Aurangzeb Deccan policy. So because of his Deccan mission, he was not able to focus on his northern territories. You can discuss also this also. Now you can discuss about Jagirdari crisis also. Jagirdari crisis. I think we have already discussed this in a previous question also about Jagirdari crisis. So basically what is Jagirdari crisis? Over a period of time, the number of Jagirdars were increasing, but there were not enough Jagis to give to them. Okay, and you have to describe on these lines. And similar related phenomena is agriculture crisis. I think this example, this point also we have discussed. Here you can describe about this chain of exploitation, that here is Jagirdar, here is Zamindar, here is peasants. So over a period of time, peasants left the territory because they were being exploited, so there was no agriculture production. Okay, I think you can mention about foreign invasions also, foreign invasions like Ahmad Shah Abdali and Nadir Shah. So because of this, royal treasury was deteriorating. And finally, you can mention about Europeans. That no, Europeans took the advantage of the weak position of Mughal emperors. So you can describe on these lines. I have just discussed the main headings. So I think we have discussed the main body part. We have discussed the main body part. We have discussed this. And I have made the map also. As per my creativity, I used the map in that part, that how decline happened. Okay, so now see, in introduction, I generally say no, if you are asked about any rule, try to write the timeline of that rule. So here you can easily mention that Mughal emperors ruled India from about 16th to 19th century. But see, if you are writing about decline of Mughal empire, so you can add one more line, that after Aurangzeb, after the rule of Aurangzeb, the successors were very weak and the decline started. Okay, so I think you can justify the introduction. So we are done with 3 components. And see, example, see, all the points which I have discussed, you have to, okay, all the points you have discussed, you have to substantiate those points. That's why I mentioned. So, for example, if you are discussing about the Jagirdari crisis, so write a short example of substantiation for that. Now, for the conclusion, so conclusion you can easily write. For conclusion you can easily write that the weak rule of Mughal Empire gave the way for the rule of Europeans, for the rule of Britishers, and who ruled India till 1947. So I think in this way you can justify each and every part. A proper intro, proper body, because you have to discuss, you have to analyze each and every point, you have to make a proper map with the examples in the body part, and then the conclusion. So I think we are done with this answer. Now let's discuss our second question. So our second question is from GS paper 3, Indian economy. Okay, so the question is saying, analyze, focus on this keyword, analyze the progress, another keyword, made by GST, third keyword, in India since its rollout. Okay, so first focus on the directive. Like discuss, analyze is also very broad keyword. You have to analyze each and everything, why that thing happened, what were the impacts of that particular thing, and what else can be done. in these lines. So you have to analyze, no, done with the analyze. Now what you have to analyze? The progress of GST. So see, if you have to analyze progress of anything, like in previous video we discussed about the success of policies of Mughal administration. So in that question also we discussed the achievements and failures. So here also you have to discuss what progress has been done, what were the failures, and what else we have to do. Okay, so let's start. So here also our structure will be very simple. Introduction, body, conclusion. These three elements will be common, and plus I am adding an element of example so that you won't forget to substantiate each and every point. And now see, in the previous question we added an extra element, that was map. So making map is very easy in history because you have to just highlight the territories. But see, if it's not possible to make a map here, right? So you have to think of an extra element which can be added in the answer. Okay. So I think you can add about the evolution of GST, how it evolved. Or if you don't want to write about evolution, you don't remember what all things happened in past. So also you can simply mention in short about the features of GST. Just write here GST and mention some of the features. Like it is destination based tax and the provision of input tax credit and these all things. So just I am trying to add an extra element. Okay. So before writing the answer, the basic structure of my answer is ready now. Okay, so now let's discuss the answer. So see, for introduction, you can simply write when the GST was rolled out. You can now simply write the date 1st July 2017 and you can write one word that its main aim was to simplify the complex tax structure of India. So no, not a rocket science in writing the introduction. Okay, then I am talking about evolution, so you can write about the evolution also if you know the exact years when these things started. So you can make a flow chart or this kind of chart. Now let's discuss the body. So in body, as we already discussed, you have to discuss the progress also and you have to discuss the failures also. You have to discuss the failures also. So when we will write about the progress, so in progress you can discuss about the revenue generation. That because of the rollout of GST, the government has generated a lot of revenue. And recently I think a report was released that around 20 lakh crore is generated in 2024-25. So what I am doing, I will describe in one line that because of GST rollout, revenue has been increased. And what is this? This is the example, our fifth component. We are substantiating. Okay, so in this way you have to substantiate each and every point. So I have discussed about the rollout. Second, you can discuss about the reduction in cascading effect. Reduction in cascading effect. So here you can discuss about input tax credit. That now the consumers don't have to pay the tax on each and every stage. They have to pay the tax only on the final stage. So all the previously paid tax will be refunded to you in the form of input tax credit. You can discuss this also. Then you can discuss about the anti-profiteering committee, that why this committee was made to ensure that all the benefits are being given to the consumers. So you can discuss all these things, that benefits of GST. Okay, now you have to discuss about the failures. So now in failures or issues you can discuss that the main aim of GST was to introduce a single tax system. But we have various multiple tax systems in India, So how we can say that it is a single tax system, right? Now you can discuss about the petrol, diesel and electricity, all these things, because they are not part of GST. So a significant amount of economy is not part of GST. So we have to bring these into in that umbrella. You can discuss about the technical glitches also, because see, in progress we can say that there is introduction of GSTN. That is because through GSTN network, the consumers can easily pay their taxes. That means it will ensure tax compliance. But on the other hand, you can say there are various technical glitches also, which hinders the citizens of India in paying their taxes. Right? So on these lines, here you can discuss the progress. And one more thing you can say that since when the GST was introduced, no, so it was being promised that the states will be compensated if there is loss of revenue for the next 5 years. But there were some issues which created various federal issues between central and state government. So you have to discuss these issues also. So basically you understood, no? So basically you can write in this format also. So it will be easier for the examiner to understand that how you are carrying forward your answer, right? So I think we discussed this. We discussed about the progress and failure. Since we have to analyze the answers, so you have to give some of the solutions or suggestions. So basically what you can say that gradually India must try to focus on the single taxation system. Okay, also the petrol, diesel, aviation, turbine fuel, all these are not part of GST. So gradually they must also be included in GST. You can write about the IT infrastructure, strong IT infrastructure. Because of because of weak infrastructure, we are facing various technical glitches. Okay, so you can write these points also. So basically what I am trying to say, you have to justify each and every part of your answer. Okay, you can write on these lines. So you can give any particular, in single taxation system, you can give examples of countries who have already implemented a system like GST and they are actually following single taxation system. So here I have just discussed the important points. Now you have to substantiate these points also. Okay, so we have discussed about the body. Then for the conclusion, see, if we are discussing about any policy or scheme of government, no, so you don't have to completely criticize that scheme, because even if that scheme has issues or failures, but it was introduced for a good purpose, no. So in no conclusion you have to write a forward-looking conclusion, an optimistic conclusion, that no, though there are issues in this policy of GST, but no, after incorporating these all suggestions or these all solutions, India can eventually implement single taxation system. Okay, so yes, I think we have discussed this second answer also. So yes, that's all from my side, and we will meet in discussion of weekly class test 19. So thank you.